The State Department of Hawaiian Home Lands wants to explore geothermal energy, and it plans to ask the legislature for $15 million to study the issue statewide. Our Mahealani Richardson has the story.
The Department of Hawaiian Home Lands says it wants to explore geothermal because its proceeds can lower electricity costs for homesteaders, produce water, and build homes.
It's actually a tremendous potential revenue source, especially considering the cost of electricity nowadays. You got to be very careful where you locate it. You got to look at the new technology. It is very protective of the environment.
DHHL plans to ask the legislature for $15 million over a 3-year period to investigate, explore, and identify geothermal resources on its land statewide. Hawaii's only geothermal plant is in Puna. DHHL said possible geothermal exploration sites include its lands in Humu'ula, Kawaihai, and South Point. There are other possible sites outside of Hawaii Island.
I think it does open up the possibility of developing geothermal projects in places that are not quite as hot. And so, yes, they are looking, from what I understand, they're looking at several sites on Hawaii Island, but also on other islands.
For now, just keep that confidential until we got to approach the beneficiaries. They got to be supportive. Otherwise, we're not going to do it.
This is not something they're trying to sneak in or anything like that. This is something that they'll have to carry out beneficiary consultation, and they have to follow through on complying with the state's environmental impact law.
DHHL says any potential site would not be in a residential community or near an archaeological site. Mahealani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.